Welcome to Flim Flam Films. I'm Zane Wilson, and with me today is Steven Mommy. Steven, how are you today?
Zane, I'm great.
Well, that's fantastic. Today we're going to talk about Mr. Wise Guy. This was released in 1942, directed by William Nye, and it stars the East Side Kids, and this is the 8th movie in their series of movies, and it is approximately 70 minutes long. Steven, what are your general impressions of the movie?
Whoa. Before I give you my general impressions of the movie, Zane, you know what we should do first? Let's give the audience a quick summary of the film.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah,
Or you
go
got
ahead.
it. Okay, so in this film, it's starring the East Side Kids, which is a little gang of juveniles.
Hooligans.
Hooligans, thank you. That's a better word than juveniles. Hooligans. And basically, they're playing in this truck. And then they get sent to reform school because the truck was stolen. One of the guy in the gang, his older brother, gets sent to jail for a murder. Gets put on death row. And then a bunch of crazy stuff happens. And that's the film in 70 minutes. Or less.
Yep.
How's that? Do you like that summary?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No spoilers.
Oh, yeah. No spoilers here.
Spoiler-free zone.
All right.
Anyway, Zane.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but...
Composure. So what I liked about this film was similar to the...
What did you like about this film, Zane?
Let me tell you.
Please, tell me more.
Recycling jokes isn't that funny, Steven. Anyway.
What do you mean?
Like The Gorilla, this is an older film, and it is much shorter than a lot of films today, and I enjoyed it because of that, but also because of that, there were a couple things about the movie that took me off guard.
Like what?
Especially, mostly
Please explain.
the pacing and the escalation of events that happens about halfway through the movie is insane.
Yeah, it's very quick.
Because at the beginning of the movie, it's just the East Side Kids, and they're going around, doing shenanigans, stuff like that, having a good time.
Hooligan
And
stuff.
The time from when they get sent to the reform school, and one of the kids in the gang's brother getting accused of murder, and his ensuing trial and everything, happens within the span of like a minute. I did not expect to be that short, and that it took me off guard, and I was kind of left a little dumbfounded. I was like, wow, this got very dour very, very quickly. I wonder, it may actually made me think that the movie was going to end on like a bad note.
Yeah, one moment you just see a gang of kids just having a good old time, swimming and stuff, and then the next, death row, like, boom, it's a quick little snap.
Mm-hmm. And also, quick disclaimer, the version that we watched, the audio quality and the film quality, some at times weren't that great because I assume the original footage was damaged in some way when they transferred it to DVD. But
sound bites, yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that can't be helped. But I didn't really negatively impact the film that much, besides a few moments where the audio cut out, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, because the audio cut out no more than 3 seconds, so
nothing like important was lost to the film.
No. And then they had like one little weird jump cut, but other than that, the film overall was great. I loved it a lot. I just love old films, black and white films, the first talkies.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah, you've kind of turned me on to that because
they're a hidden gem in our society.
Yeah, I think more people should watch older black and white films like this and just get a chance to experience them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good flavor. It's a good flavor.
It's a good what?
It's a good flavor.
Flavor? Huh, yeah. Yes, I guess you can put it that way.
Yeah. Flavor, genre. It's good. It's good.
I don't think black and white films are a genre unto themselves.
Well, they are I think they're starting to become almost a genre now.
I mean,
with today's movies and stuff. Like, other than you know how many people I know that watch black and white films that are not in their 60s or 70s or older than that? You know how many people?
Probably not many.
You want to guess? 0. There's you now, and I said not including you, and me. Nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say they're a genre now.
Yeah. That reminds me. I would like quickly. I want to talk about my favorite scene in the movie.
You forgot the other disclaimer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really quickly, there are a few racial jokes in here, and if that bothers you, well, get over it.
Just not nothing like hard racist
It's
jokes.
just a couple stereotype
Yeah, very
kind
typical,
of jokes.
stereotypical jokes. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, uh, my favorite scene in this whole movie was I'm the like if you talk to me about movies,
Yeah, he's a
the
stickler. I'm just kidding.
What? The one thing that probably annoys me the most about films, and I guess also modern films, well, I guess all films, is just the main character having a love interest. It seems like 99.999% of all movies
Oh, yeah.
have to have a love interest,
Mm-hmm.
and it just annoys me to no end that it has to be like that. But I believe that Mr. Wise Guy handles this the best way,
Oh yeah.
where one of the characters that does eventually form a love interest, their first date is about 5 seconds long. They go to a dinner, they go to dinner, and then it shows the outside of the restaurant, and then it shows them eating inside really quick, and then they open their fortune cookies, read them to each other, and boom, that's it. They're together.
They don't. Since it's the 1940s, they don't kiss. He doesn't stay the night at her apartment. He just brings her home like a gentleman, leaves, and then boom, that guy's in jail, and she's visiting him.
True
Like,
love.
true love, first sight. It's great. Zane knows my favorite scene. My favorite scene is a good old joke scene, like always. Always
Well, I
like
mean,
the best
yes, it is
jokes.
a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy, but the best joke in the film.
Well, there's also a tragedy.
Yeah, it's just a good film. All good films have some jokes in them. Anyway, my scene, one of the gang members talks to Ethelberg, the leader of the gang. He says something, and Ethelberg bows up, about to punch him, and the guy puts his hands to his eyes and makes glasses. So Ethelberg backs down because you can't hit a guy that wears glasses, and that is the greatest joke in the whole film for me.
Yeah, it's one of those examples of something being so stupid that it comes around to being good and it actually works.
Yeah, it was so good, especially like me and Zane were watching it together. So I paused the movie and explained it to Zane, and it was twice as funny after I did that, because he was just like, because at first you don't realize it because today we don't nobody cares if you wear glasses. Now there's no fights anymore, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
nah, there's no fights anymore. Everybody's too sensitive to fight.
Well, no, well, also, we're in Montevallo, which is in the middle of nowhere, so.
Yeah, well, we're also in college, so there are no fights.
But anyway,
Yeah, that's my favorite scene, though. You can't hit a guy with glasses. Zane, how would you relate this movie?
well, before I get to that, I also just one more note I wanted to say about the movie is that I really enjoyed the quick pace of the jokes sometimes, and also, like, there's a lot of nice wordplay
Oh,
that
yeah.
you have to really be paying attention sometimes, like with Steven's glasses joke, otherwise you might miss it. So.
Yeah, no, Ethelberg, he dubs himself Mr. Wise Guy in the film in a very classy way. Somebody's like, oh, we got a wise guy here, and he goes, that's Mr. Wise Guy to you. And
That's
then
not
they
how it
just call
happens,
him
but
that.
okay.
No, that's basically how it happens.
Steven's memory failing him yet again.
No, Zane, that's how it happens. The one guy is writing, he's like, Ethelberg. He goes, yeah, let's not talk about my name. And then he's like, he keeps talking, makes a joke. He goes, oh, you're a wise guy. He goes, yeah, you could call me Mr. Wise Guy.
Okay, and what you just said is correct. The first thing you said is not what happened.
That's what I said the first time. I said, listen, he was
Okay,
like,
anyway,
you're a wise
I'd
guy.
like
And he
to
goes,
say-
no, it's Mr. Wise Guy. No, I'm saying. I don't know why he made me repeat both stories the exact same way. It was the same thing twice.
All I know is I'm right. So anyway.
Yeah.
To
Who
me-
usually says they're right or wrong people.
Oh, okay. But to me, this movie is like a small bag of spicy chips.
Spicy.
Spicy. Because when you're eating a bag of spicy chips,
Spicy.
that first chip you eat, you're like, oh, that's good. It's kind of spicy.
Spicy.
But then you eat another one, and then you eat another one, and if you just keep eating them, you don't really feel the heat that much. But if you ever stop to try and take a break, you can't, because as soon as you do, the heat's gonna hit you. It's gonna take you off guard,
It's gonna give
and
you
then
that
but
fire
you just
breath.
keep eating them and enjoying them, and then sooner than you realize, the bag's empty. That's how I like to think about this movie.
Yeah, that's a great way. I like spicy food, so I love the analogy. To me, this movie is like any of my grandma's cooking. It's just good. Reminds me of olden days, the good old days, as people like. And I feel like this is how my grandparents would like describe how their childhood was, or what I hope it would be. Like I wish just
This movie?
yeah, just just hanging out, doing whatever. Yeah, you go to school, but you can escape whenever you want. Like the little things. Not like your brother, being put on death row real quick. But, not like that stuff, but like the fun parts of the movie. That's how I wish it was. You just hitch a ride, just jump on some guy's truck, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would both recommend this movie.
Yeah, I would recommend. 10
To
out of 10.
everyone.
10 out of 10.
I wouldn't give it 10 out of 10, but I would
No, I
definitely
mean like
recommend it.
out of recommendation, 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We don't rate movies here.
Yeah, we don't.
Nah. That's beneath us. Anyway, Zane, next week we're going to talk about McClintock, which is a good old Western starring,
John Wayne.
yep, the great American boy.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest American to ever live.
Debatable.
Yeah, debatable, but true for
What about
anybody that likes
Keanu?
Western. Yeah, he could be second. John Wayne's the most American boy there is, okay? Let me tell you. It's John Wayne, Ronald Reagan, and then I guess Keanu for you. I don't know.
All right, well.
That's the order. But it's a McClintock comedy, Western, great. Also my dad's favorite John Wayne film, and he has over 100 John Wayne films at the house, so it's a good film. Zane will like it.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll catch everybody next time.